right, friends, welcome to my live. We are live on YouTube. We got a live trade going. I'm up about 400 bucks. I don't know if it's better to show you guys ticks or percentage or dollar amounts. We'll keep it with the dollar amount since that's what I like to look at. But hey, welcome to my live. I cannot see the chat, so I need to find that really quick. Give me a moment. Where is the chat? Hi friends, welcome. I'm just looking for the chat feature for my, oh, there it is, chat. There you guys are. Hey guys, hello. I'm in a long position. So I will, before I get into all my chart analysis and why I'm in a long position and, you know, the whole 9 yards, I'm just going to let everybody join in, kind of say, hey, what's going on, answer some questions, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of it, the chart analysis. But hey friends, good morning or good night or good afternoon, wherever you guys are. I am live streaming from Los Angeles. So it is evening time. It is 7:47 p.m. But hi guys, I'm excited to be back live streaming, you know, hanging out with y'all. What's up? What's going on? What's new? How is you guys' trading going? I took it extra supercalifragilistic slow first week of January. My mindset behind that is I feel like the very start of a new year is like a trader's Monday, but like 10 times fold. It's like, you know, traders on Mondays, how they're just waiting for the second the market to open and then boom, they want to just get into a trade. So then imagine how heightened that is for the first of the year. You know, trying to make up losses from the previous year, trying to get right in when the market opens for the new year. So I like to just take it extra easy. It's like, New Year is like a trader's Monday, but, you know, 10 times worse. So I like to just take it easy, even though and I'll be honest with you guys, I had some FOMO for sure. Watching the markets make these crazy moves the first week of the year, and then of course I decided not to trade the first week of the year, I had FOMO. So I go through those same emotions that you guys do. Sure, I've been trading for 7 years, but it still it still happens. I still get that FOMO. I still, you know, lack discipline sometimes, so there's a lot. Okay, great question, Mike. I do not wait for the candle to close. So as soon as the price breaks, I enter my trade. But hey friends, hello. I'll go through and answer some questions. So one question is, what broker do you use? I use TradeStation. TradeStation is my broker. What's up, my friends? What's up? Caught you on a live finally. I know. I'm glad you guys catch me. I'm glad you guys do. I don't have a schedule, you know, set or pinpoint yet. I don't know when the best times to go live are, so I go live sporadically, and it's usually on a whim, and it's usually very quickly, so I don't have a schedule yet. But I will get there. Gold, oh my god, I cannot wait to put gold on the screen and go over my ideas and thoughts on gold. Oh my god, gold was incredible. Gold gave 3 incredible opportunities to go long. Yeah, that's me. It's like you might as well turn those notifications on so that you get a ding every single time that I go live, because you never know. I'm just going to be hopping in and be like, oh, what's up? I'm live. Hey. Sorry. It's very sporadic. Did you go short? No. So I am in a long position right now. No short positions. And I haven't traded much at all the first week of January. So right now is me kind of getting back to my routine, back to normal trading. So that's me. Do you sell any courses? I do. I sell a course. I mean, I like to think that I am not a sellout because I sell a course. And I like to be very transparent and very realistic with my subscribers and my followers. So something that I talk about a lot is having an entrepreneurial mindset when it comes to being a full-time trader. So if you have multiple sources of income, whether that's and I'm transparent, I'll tell you my sources of income. So right now I've got money coming in from YouTube, I'm getting money from Instagram, I'm getting money with partnerships as being like, being an influencer, and whether that's products or platforms, companies, whatever it may be. I'm getting money from courses that I sell. I'm getting money from my trading. So I have a lot of sources of income, and it takes a hell of a lot of pressure off of being that full-time trader. So there were months last year where I think it was June. June was one of my best months. June was incredible last year. And for 2 months after that, I had a losing month. So that was pretty terrifying. And then the month after that, I just had a break-even month. Just nothing. I didn't do much trading. And then finally, like, November was great. December was great. So having a little bit of a cushion for multiple sources of income is, I think it's crucial to your mindset as a full-time trader. I don't think I know any full-time traders that solely rely on just trading. I just don't personally. My uncle who taught me how to trade, he does real estate, has owned a few businesses. So he's also got multiple sources of income. So, and I don't know why I feel like I need to bring it up so much. It's just because there's such a stigma to these fake gurus. On the internet, there's tons of them. I'm not promising you guys much, and I don't have much to prove. So you can call me a sellout if you want. You can call me whatever it is, but I got nothing to prove to y'all. So I think that's my favorite part about the audience and the community that I have built, is that I'm very transparent and I'm very upfront, and it is what it is. But I'm struggling with this feeling right now of like, do I need to explain myself? Do I need to like, I'm trying to find like a weird happy medium to where, what do I need to do? Oh boy. No, this is not a recording. This is live. We're live. Hey, friends. Guys, no, that is not the kind of income I'm looking for. Not taking that direction here. Not here. Did you go to college? I did. I went to FSCJ for a little while in Florida. I originally wanted to work in special education. Delete that, girl. I wanted to work in special education. I did a summer camp with special needs, and it was one of the greatest summers of my freaking life. And I figured, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I went to school. I did. Did I do a few semesters? I don't even think I did. I wasn't in college for long until I got into trading. So, hi Tori, would you say if you could get money from trading only, would you still be able to live off that? I would, but I don't know how my mindset would have been. So that's an excellent question. So would I have been able to live off just my day trading? I mean, now that the year has happened, yes. Now that we can see the actual profits and my bills, yes. But I wonder if my trading would have been different if I had just relied on that. Would I have made more, would I have had more, revenge trades trying to make sure that I have enough to pay this bill? Would I have, dug myself a hole? That's an incredible question. I don't know what my mindset or my trading would have been like if I had been so reliant on it. So that's an excellent question. Oh, leverage. Yes, guys. Yes, I do use leverage. Go east, go west. How do you get your screen to look this way? I'm using a program called OBS, and it allows you to connect your webcam to your screen share, which is this, my charts, and you can combine them. So it's called OBS. It's a free platform. It's excellent for brain is farting. Oh, for live streamers. Do you have specific discipline for losses, like 3 consecutive losses and you stop for the day? Also a great question. So my losses, my psychology when it comes to losses. So first things first, I will absolutely take normal losses. So if this makes sense. So if I get into a trade and it hits my stop loss, and it's as per usual, it just so happens this trade didn't work out, I'm comfortable and I'm going to continue trading. The Mandalorian Trader, hey, what's going on? Wow, where was I going with this? Okay, losses, yes, sorry. Brain is, it's getting late, not really, it's 8. Okay, so there are absolutely regular losses. When it comes to trading, I will take losses and I'll feel nothing about it. It'll just be as per usual, this is just a trade that didn't work out. Now it's the trades that I feel weird about, and there absolutely are trades like that. There are trades where I immediately get this weird feeling in my chest and I'm like, this just gave me anxiety. If I ever have losses that, evoke emotion or, anxiety, that means that I'm done for the day. So it's definitely being able to read your own emotions. Be very self-aware. I think it's very self-aware because you can take losses in trading and it can be a normal loss and it's nothing out of the ordinary. But it's when you start taking losses that start affecting your psychology. The ones that you start getting, anxious about, the ones that you start wanting to revenge trade with. So as soon as you get a weird feeling, mine, it always happens in my chest. I'm like, ugh, anxiety's happening right now. I'm struggling. I'm clashing. Things aren't, meshing. I'm done for the day. So that was my long answer to that short question. Okay, going back up and answering some of these questions. Okay. How do you feel about living in LA? I am born there but not raised there. I thoroughly enjoy LA. I love LA. Since I like being involved in like the community of trading, I like being on the camera. I like, collaborations, collaborating, and so LA is the place to be. If my brain would just start working. We are long or short? We are currently long. So this is a live trade. This is open. I talk a lot about showing you guys live trades and how unexciting it is. Like, this is not an exciting trade. And let me explain why. So first of all, I place my trades in the 1 hour time frame. So we would have to sit here for 2 hours just to see 2 candles, just to see 2 bars. So my trading is just not very exciting. I'm not a scalper. I don't trade on the 5 minute. So you just got to sit here and watch my 1 hour, my 1 hour time frame. But right now I need to see, so in order for me to be confident in this long position, I need to see the price of oil break through this 74.91 at minimum, Otherwise, we could very well just be continuing a sideways movement. I'm just now getting into futures. Ooh, I am happy for you then. I freaking love futures, obviously. I'm starting to hold my trades a lot longer now. You guys, oh my God. I don't know what's going on tonight. Too expensive, overhyped. I'm an hour away from LA. Oh. I mean, it is what it is. Are you into Forex? I used to trade Forex, but I do not trade Forex anymore. I trade only futures now. I started out with stocks. Used to trade stocks first. Then I did Forex, and then I moved to futures. And futures is where I have settled, and I love it. Would you go back to a 9 to 5 in special education? I wouldn't, if I went back to special education, it would 1,000% be volunteer work. I would not need to get paid for that. I have a comfortable lifestyle now that there would be no need to go work in the industry. I would absolutely just volunteer for sure. And I would gladly do another summer camp. That was so freaking fun. If you guys have any idea, if you guys have worked in the special needs industry or the special needs community, there is no filter. It is raw emotion. It is, listen, if your hair looks like shit that day, you're going to hear about it. And it's a lot of fun. It's incredibly fun. And what didn't you like about stocks? Stocks, so when it comes to stocks and futures, I didn't like, having to be up at like 6 a.m. each day, getting ready for the market. And then I hated having to close it. Like, I had to be out. I did not have enough capital to hold positions overnight. And I was terrified of gaps. So, like, when the price would gap up or down, I've heard stories that, people's entire accounts could be gone with an overnight gap. So when it came to, I didn't like the times that I had to trade. I didn't like having to close my trade early, which is around like 1, I think it was like 1:30, something like that. But yeah, I wasn't about that life. And the volatility, it wasn't as volatile. And then when I made the transition to futures, I could hold trades overnight. I could day trade them without having to have $25,000 in the account. So there was just a lot more comfortability and a lot more freedom to trade futures. I didn't have to trade, right at 6:30. I had, different options to trade different sessions. So that was my favorite thing about moving to futures. Are you funded yet? I am currently in the process of building up some hype. So I decided to go with a prop firm. And I am not telling you guys which prop firm yet because I'm creating content on this journey. So I'm in the first phase of my very first funded account. And I'm documenting it, and I'm trying to build some hype around this this YouTube video or this YouTube series that I'm gonna make. So I'm not telling anybody who I went with yet until I post the first video, and I'll be like, all right, if you guys want to know what prop firm I finally decided to pick, go watch my YouTube video. So it's, it's a little bit of marketing strategy, a little campaign I got going on. So I apologize if you are offended that I'm not telling you guys, but I'm not. Gotta build some hype. Gotta get a little preview going. Also, I think I may have to work on getting moderators for my my YouTube pretty soon. I haven't had to use them before, but I have a feeling, just reading some of the comments here, I may need to get a moderator pretty soon. Oh, yes. So you guys have probably seen me on the Funded Trader. I'll go ahead and talk about Funded Trader just because I can't trade with them. So I make content for the Funded Trader. Oh my God, I forgot to mention you guys. So when I was talking about all my different sources of income at the beginning of this live, I make content for people. I am a content creator. I mean, as you guys can see, I have the setup. I got the mic, I got the lights, I got the camera. Like, why not create content? So I do create content for the Funded Trader. I cannot use them as a prop firm because it would be a conflict of interest. So I cannot, as much as I wanted to go with them because I love the team, love all the guys, I can't actually trade with the Funded Trader. So at least you guys know who I didn't choose or who I can't trade with. But yeah, so as far as different multiple sources of income, I mean, I'm bringing it all in. I'm hopefully going to be working on real estate this year. So I'm hustling this year, you guys. I'm hustling this year. So yes, I am a trader. Yes, I'm full-time. Yes, it's my biggest source of income, but it is not my only and it is not the main. I have multiple sources of income and I am hustling this year. A lot of my goals this year are going to be I want to build my capital. I want to have more capital to trade, which is another cool thing. So when I go with this prop firm, that's going to be another source of income. Like, how freaking cool. This is the year of the hustle, guys. Like 2023, I'm going to have so many sources of income coming in that I have no choice but to be successful. It's just gonna happen. So there's a lot of hype this year. I am excited to bring in more sources of income so that I can have bigger positions in my personal account like this one. So right now I can only trade, one contract of the mini, which is $8,000. That's just how much that I'm willing to trade. Or I could trade 10 micros, whatever it may be. I usually like to trade the micro contracts because I can scale in and out. But I want to have more, I want to have bigger positions, It took me a very long time to build capital slowly, being a day trader, that when you get multiple sources of income, you can start putting more money into your capital. And then another thing is being able to trade a prop firm. So this is all going to be new to me. I very well could maybe just start trading prop firms instead of, I still want to trade my own personal account. I'll let you guys know all the things that I'm feeling, and because it's going to be new, so I'm not super sure. I'm not sure if I decide to only trade prop firms or if I still want to, keep my own account. But I'm just excited for the hustle this year. There's going to be a lot of hustle this year. Whew. End rant. Let me go through some of these questions. Why is your take profit at 77? Okay, yeah, all right, guys. Let's get into some chart analysis. I think I've answered enough questions. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the meat of it. So I'm gonna pull up my chart. Pull up my chart here. Okay, so take profit. If I zoom out, it's just another touch point where the price tend to gravitate towards. So you can see here, we've got touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point. So the price of oil has hit this 77.32 multiple times, that it very well could come back up to this 77.32. So, and I'm also probably going to be holding this trade for a few days, so it may take a while to get to this point, but that is the take profit for now. I could always look at, other points. It has absolutely hit this 75.50. If I want to get out of this trade quicker, it will more than likely come to this 75.48 point, fall back down a little bit if we are actually moving up, and then it will be able to pass it. But if I wanted to get my take profit, as soon as possible and be done with this trade, I could move the take profit to here and still be totally satisfied with my move. So that is, 12,000. I'm not, sorry, not 12,000, 1,200. So if I moved the take profit to this 75.50 area, which it hit here around the 6th, and then it also hit there on the 7th of December. So that's funny, almost one day apart. So exactly a month later, it came right back to this point. Let me zoom out, boop, 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 boop. But ideally, the price did tend to hit this 77.32-ish area. So since I'm gonna be in this trade a little bit longer, I am gonna have my take profit there. Is that where I had it? I hope so. Yeah. So the price has tended to gravitate towards this 77.32 area and act as either a line of support or resistance. So depending on, where the price was. So let's say over, excuse me. Okay, so let's say here around November 29th, this acted as a line of support. The price stayed above it. The line supported the price. It held it up. Whatever analogy, sorry, going back through my comments really quick. Crude oil to the moon. What? All right, guys, come on, pay attention. Okay, here we are. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's looking a little... All right, does that look good? We can go more. All right, this is looking good. And I'm going to get rid of this line because I just got too many lines on the screen right now. So I want to make this very simple. Very simple. Okay. All right, so the price got to this 77.32 point multiple times, and it acted as a line of support or line of resistance. I don't have a mouse also to work with, so I'm just using the keypad. But you can see here, and here, and here, and here, and here, we have lines of support, and then around the 14th of December, it acted as resistance. So the price resisted that 77.32. It got to it and then fell down. So just some ideas. If you are in a long trade in oil now and want to look at the, the closest take profit, it would absolutely be this 75.52 area. It's more than likely going to hit that. If we're headed in the up position, I think the 75.52 area is great. I'm just aiming for a little higher. And because I may be in this trade for a little bit longer. Ooh, but I want to show you guys gold. Oh my God. Let me show you gold. The broker that I use is TradeStation. All right. So much fun with gold. So much fun with gold. So right here, so let's zoom out. I just want to show you guys my points, my point A and my point B in gold. So I may have to use a 4-hour time frame. Let's try 2. Okay, so first of all, you can see, since there's not, you see how it looks very spotty and you don't see much price movement from the past? It's because this is the February 2023 contract. So this is the current contract for gold. It's not going to show you all the past data. It's just going to show you the current data. So I use this last high, which is around 2095-ish. And then I have this point B here, which is very recent, a very recent point B, at this 1841. Now, the coolest freaking thing about gold, guys, is I had this point B here before I even saw any of this. So, like, this is what the price looked like when I drew this line. I said, okay, I see a clear point where the price got up and then fell down. So I put my trend line here as my point B, and then boom, 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 broke out. That would have been an excellent place. That's where I go long. I am a breakout trader. So as soon as price breaks out, I don't wait for the retest. And although I'll be honest, I do think for beginners, if you're looking for a strategy and you're like, okay, do I pick a strategy where I wait for the retest or do I get into the breakout? I would say for beginners, absolutely wait for the retest. It's more confirmation, it's less risk. I just personally don't. I get in at the breakout because I want to put myself in a position to capitalize on as many wins as I can. So if the price happens to break out and it never does retest, I still want to be in that trade and capitalize on that profit because I'm just looking for the most, opportunities to get those profits. So price broke out, boom, excellent place to go long. I haven't traded at the beginning of January, so I missed that trade. But let's keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't work out. And look at that, retested. So for those of you that do wait for the retest, excellent entry. Boom, you be going long right there. What would happen? Let's see. Freaking excellent move. Oh, all right, not excellent move. Waited for the retest again. We got 2 retests on gold. So not only, depending on if you're a breakout or a retest trader, whatever it may be, there were 3 opportunities to go long in gold, either here on the 2nd, here on the 3rd when it retested, or when it retested a second time on the 5th. So we have 3 opportunities to go long in gold. And if you guys don't know already, I'm a trend line trader, so I trade, based on trend lines. And if you guys are yet aware where I put, take profits and stop losses, it's all dependent on where these lines of support and resistance are or where these trend lines are. So if I had gotten into a gold position going long, as long as the price stayed above this upward green trend line, I would still be in the money. I would have no indication or no reason to disengage this trade. So I would still be in a long position. Whether I went long here on the retest or on the second retest, I would still have no reason to close this trade because it is still above this upward green trend line, if that makes sense, guys. Oh, yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Yes, my broker is TradeStation, and I have connected it to TradingView, so I do all of my chart analysis, and I place all of my trades on TradingView. But my broker is TradeStation. TradeStation is fairly cheap when it comes to commissions. you only have to have $500 in an account to start. So it's the only broker that I have experience with, so I can't tell you that it's better than some of the other ones because I just don't have experience with them. But I highly recommend them just because I have nothing bad to say. I love everything about TradeStation as a broker. When it comes to the trading platform, if you're trading on iOS, it's not my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of the TradeStation iOS platform. So this is why I decided to migrate to TradingView. So I place all my trades on TradingView. Do you pay extra for real-time data? To be honest, that is a great question. I very well could be double paying. So I pay for Pro for TradingView, and then I think I also pay for real-time data on TradeStation. But I think it's significantly cheap, so it's not a, that's an absolutely no. Tradeovate is better. I don't have any experience with Tradeovate. Oh, you know what I do, technically. I just started a prop firm, and I have to use Tradeovate. But I'm super new to it, so I'm still figuring that out. But as far as using Tradeovate as a broker, I don't have any experience. So I would say do your own research. Maybe test out a bunch of different brokers, see how you feel. But I'm a TradeStation girl all the way. All right, I feel like I have seen this what is your favorite food question either 100 times or there's just no more comments coming in. But favorite food would be, I don't know. In-N-Out? I don't know what my favorite food is. How often do you adjust your trend lines? Oh, that is an excellent question. I am always adjusting trend lines. So I always am trying to find the new trend, you know? That's funny, that applies to social media as well. But I'm always trying to find a new trend. Are we, un momento. All right. Okay, I lost all train of thought, so I'm going to go back through some of these questions. And I'm also going to start talking a little bit slower. I feel like I've been in a rush, so let's chill out a little bit. Also, I'm going to go back to my live trade so you guys can see what we're looking at. Where did my trade go? Oh, it's micro. There we go. Okay, friends, hello, hello. One thing that I'm curious about is why don't you grow your own account? So remember, I'm a full-time trader, so I do pay bills with my account. So anything that I make above this $25,000, I am paying myself. So as much as I would love to grow my account more than that, the $25K seems to be a good amount of capital to have for the position sizes that I'm using and for the amount that I pay myself. So anything that I make more than $25,000, I will pay myself each month. So that's the answer to that. Where are the airy pants tonight? Saying that out loud sounded weird. Prop firm, can you recommend it? All right. Let's see what questions. Ooh, silver. I haven't looked at silver in a while. I might pull up silver and see what we get here. What was your trigger to go long in oil? Because oil, I'll be honest with you guys, this trade has been going on for a while, so I'll show you why I decided to go long in oil. It's because it was following along. What? No, I don't want text on a screen. Get out of here. this downward trend line, I mean, as steep as it is, we still have 1, 2, 3 touch points. I mean, almost 4. So incredible amount of touch points and a significant trend line. As soon as it broke, I decided to go long. Well, turns out it's been sideways forever. I very well could have had my line here or here and then went long here. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember which point I had it at. But right now it is here, and I need to see the price. So, okay, it broke out of this downward trend line here. If the price of oil cannot break out of the 74.91, I'm just not very confident in this trade. It's got to at least break out of this, you know, the price has tended to gravitate towards this 74.91 since January 5th. So it got to it, resisted it, got to it, resisted it. So this was acting as a line of resistance all week. Now, if it continues sideways, I'm just not very confident in this trade. And like I said before, being a trend line trader, you don't excel in a sideways market. It's not going to get you profitable. And to be honest, you're just going to be, you know, probably over trading because you're thinking that trends are getting broken, but really it's just going sideways. So right now, I'm just trying to find the new trend line. So which line is it following? Is it going to follow this new upward trend line, which is what I'm in position for? Is this going to be a new point A, point B? And maybe it'll eventually, you know, hit a third time later on down the road. I'm just trying to find which way is this trend going. So if we look at a bigger time frame, we can see which ones are more significant. So we have this upward trend line here, which is very recent and doesn't hold a whole lot of weight because the 2 touch points are only from the 12th of December and the 5th of January. So it's a fairly recent trend line. You've got 2 touch points here, maybe 3 technically. You probably have that one, and this one. So you got 3 touch points. They're fairly recent though, whereas this trend line here started back in November 7th, and then the second touch point is January 3rd. So this one holds a little bit more weight. So this is really more of the true trend. We're in a downward trend for oil, but we really need to see it break out of at least this 74.91 for me to be convinced that we may possibly be headed up. All right, going back through some questions. And my hair is coming out a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's see what other questions we got here. Okay, it looks not good. Huh, all right. Oh, like the price may not. Yeah, I mean, it very well may not break out of this 74.91. I mean, I'm just here to find out. It's either going to break it or it's not. What made you start trading to begin with? I had a family member teach me how to trade, and I got to see the lifestyle that they lived, and it was very comfortable. I'd never seen them work. It was something that I looked up to as a kid, and I wanted to have that same lifestyle. So when I was old enough, they taught me how to trade, and now this is the lifestyle I'm living. So just kind of following in my family's footsteps. How do you trade trendline breaks? So you draw a trend line. You're looking for 2 to 3 touch points, preferably 3 touch points, but it can be 2. And as soon as the price breaks out of that trend line, you engage in a trade. So that's essentially trading trendline breaks. What time of day do you trade? I find it challenging to trade at 6:30 a.m. with the kids at school and stuff. Well, to be honest with you, the session that I trade is very different now. So I'm not trading specific sessions anymore. I'm really just trading when my alerts go off. So I now have alerts set on all of my trend lines, on all of my lines of support and resistance. So I have alerts on everything. So I don't have to look at the charts. Rarely ever. I mean, the only time I look at the charts is when I get that alert. I usually am wearing my Apple Watch. I'll get my alert when the price gets to or breaks out of one of these lines, and then I'll look at the charts and start engaging. But for the most part, I'm not getting up at 6:30 a.m. looking at the charts. Now, there are times where I'm either, I'm in bed and I'm awake and I just happen to be up. I'm going to, look at my phone, look at some of the charts, see what it's doing. But for the most part, I am just waiting for the price to either get to or break out of one of these lines, so then I can in turn engage into a trade. So my time looking at the charts has decreased significantly. So now I'm not staring at the charts for hours. I am only trading when my alerts go off. So I'm not, looking for trades. I'm not, it's hard to explain what that is called, but it's like when you start staring at a chart for so long, your brain starts to play a little trick on you. And if you're looking at these charts for so long, you start seeing entries that aren't really entries, if you get what I'm saying. It's almost like a mirage. You start seeing things and you're like, was that really a good time to get in? So now I just trade when my alerts go off. So that may be something that you could consider doing. Do you ever trade E-mini SPY? No. Sorry, I'm still reading. What position size do you use? So I'm trading one contract of the crude oil. This is the mini, the E-mini. So it's about $8,000 for that one contract. To be honest, I usually like to trade the micro E-minis. The micro E-minis are $800 per contract, and I like being able to scale in and scale out of my positions. So yeah, but those are 800, so those are a little bit more tangible. My broker is TradeStation. I don't use any indicators. Do you trade the YM? Yes, I do occasionally. Not very often, but I do. Let's see what else. Oh, thank you, Mike. Mike is on it. All right, why not take profit now and get back in at when it breaks 74.91? Well, I mean that's a very valid point, but I'm more of a trend line. So I usually will get in when the trend line breaks, more so than when the line of resistance breaks. So I use the lines of support and resistance more as like areas of take profit and stop losses, more so than my entries and exits. But it varies, to be honest, it varies. I do not know who Brian Watt is. Why do you prefer the 1 hour time frame? I started out with the 5-minute time frame. So when I first learned how to trade, I used to use the 5-minute time frame for years. When I finally started, it was a little bit of a slow, steady process. Like making the transition from 5-minute to 60-minute was a process. It's hard. It's hard to adjust. I would find myself going back to the 5-minute so many times. I'm like, wait, is this really the move? I'm starting to second guess myself. But when I finally made the transition, I found that I was just much more successful. It helped with my mentality. I was less stressful. My anxiety was not as high. I wasn't placing as many trades. So I just found that for me personally, the 60-minute fit my lifestyle a lot better. All you use are trend lines to trade. Yes. I think I answered the position size question already. Why don't you like supply and demand? To be honest, I'm so satisfied with the profitability and the consistency that I have with my strategy that if it's not broke, don't fix it is kind of my motto. How long have you been in this current trade? Since Friday. I'm here to ask an important question. You must have had too much coffee. I'm just drinking chocolate milk. I mean hot chocolate right now. The energy is going down. Yes, supply and demand is a bit different than support and resistance. Do you use a lower time frame for your entry? Nope, I just stick to the 1 hour. I'm in the same trade. I got in tonight. How do you plan on scaling up? So since I am trading the mini, I'm not gonna scale up in this position. As far as like the risk goes and how much I'm willing to risk, when it comes to a mini contract, it's $8,000 for just one contract. So this position I will not be scaling in and out of. If I was to be trading the micro, that is $800 per contract, and then in turn I would have the ability to scale in and scale out. But since I'm trading the mini right now, this is either a get in and a get out kind of trade. I do not have the ability to scale in and scale out of this. Hey Bob, yeah, my uncle is definitely still trading. He will never not trade. That is the weirdest thing to ever think that he would quit trading. That's the craziest thing. So I am a breakout trader. So I trade when trend lines get broken. So you can see we've got a downward trend line and the price is broken. So I am anticipating, or I would like for this price to continue up. But for me to be more confident in my trade, it has to at least break out of this 74.91 area. Mandalorian Trader, I just turned 20 today. Happy birthday. Any advice? Keep at it. Are futures not affected by the gap up and gap down? Futures trade 24 hours out of the day, Monday through Friday. It does have a break. They do have a break. It's for 1 hour each day. I believe it's like 2 p.m. I think it's 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it depends for the instrument that you're trading, but it does take a break. The likelihood of it gapping, after that 1 hour break, it's not super likely, but there is still that possibility of a gap. It's not very significant, but there is. So you have to have $8,000 in your account just to trade one contract of the mini crude oil. That's correct. If you want to trade the micro E-mini crude oil, you only have to have $800. And I'm also trading with leverage. Bob is her uncle. I don't know who Bob is. Do you trade options? No, I do not. I don't have any experience with options, actually. If you look at the blue line and then look to the left of it, it says I'm up $480. Did you end up making that gold trade? And did you think we will see a pullback from the 1880? I'd have to go back and look, but no, I haven't traded gold in a little bit. I did trade it the last week of December. I think I placed a few trades in gold. I'm not quite as comfortable trading gold as I used to be, so I'm trying to get there. I would like to place more trades in gold. I just got to get more comfortable with it. Does your uncle use the same strategy as you? Yes. Sorry guys, just reading. Oh. The Bob is your uncle was a joke. I get it. I'm late. Why did you get into this trade? I got into this trade because the price of oil broke out of this downward trend line. Thank you, guys. How do you go about back testing? Back testing would just be, going back through old data and trying to find, a few touch points for trend lines, and then watching the price break through and see if a long or a short position will work. Push through the resistance. We will both win. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. Michael Love. So you and your uncle are long in oil. No, I have no idea what my uncle is trading right now. We don't call each other and we're like, hey, get into this trade. We both definitely do our own thing now. What's the advantage of trading the E-mini versus the micro? I explained that one a little bit. If you can take that little button on the live stream and go back about 10 to 15 minutes, I gave that exact answer. Hi guys. Can we just take the 440 and call it a day? No, that's not the plan. We're sticking to the plan. Sticking to the plan, Stan. My trading just isn't the same anymore. I mean, a few years ago, I absolutely would have been thrilled with this $500. And not that it's definitely something to be thrilled about, but it's not part of the plan. I plan on holding this trade for a little bit longer, so I don't want to get out at this 500 point. I'll be honest with you, I don't do much back trading these days. And maybe that's not a great thing. I'm unsure. I'm just giving my honest opinion. I personally just don't do much back testing. I feel like I spent enough time, simulating and trading that it's just second nature now. My strategy it comes naturally. Why not take 440 and re-enter? Well, I'm not into this trade because of the because of the 74.91. So I'm into this trade because of a trend line. So you definitely want to stick to the strategy. So if the strategy says that a trend line got broken, we're getting in because the trend line is broken. Whereas, when it comes to support and resistance lines, if I was trading based on the support and resistance, this would be a point where I would close my position. It got to this 74.91, and you would anticipate that would come down back to maybe around this, maybe we'll say 73.50 area if you're trading that range, but that's just not what I'm trading. So this is either going to work or it's not. And I'm also kind of in this for, not necessarily the long term, but I could be in this trade for a few days. So what it's doing right here, right now at this very moment, it's not super, is concerning the word? I'm not sure. But I may be in this trade for a while. So closing it right now doesn't make any sense to me. I just realized she got a new mic. It's this little guy. No, but I've had this one. I didn't feel like setting up the Supreme mic tonight. I don't know where that thing is. How long do you usually hold your trades? I have started to hold my trades for a lot longer now. I used to just be, in and out within the day for so much of my trading career, so much. But this past year, since this marks officially 1 year being a day trader, a full-time day trader, this officially marks 1 year being full-time, I feel like I've been very experimental. I'm still experiencing new things, even though I've been trading for 7 years. I'm still experiencing new things. So now I'm kind of experimenting with holding my trades. So I'm starting to hold trades for a lot longer. I'm holding trades for maybe over a day. I mean, to be honest, sometimes it's a few days. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. But I'm definitely finding myself holding trades a lot longer than I used to. else do we got? Yes, right now I have a stop loss and a take profit on here. I guess I'm in that phase. I love to take the quick cash, but I'm hoping to learn to hold too. Yeah, I think that comes with experience, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I definitely used to, I used to only trade in the 5-minute time frame, and I used to be in and out of my trades within the day. So sometimes I used to only hold my trades for no longer than a few hours. And, you know, the progress that I've made, it's incredible. So I now have this discipline to where I'm able to stay into profits for so much longer. It was this past year, I had a $7,000 trade. So imagine the amount of discipline that you've got to have and how long you have to hold your trade in order to capitalize on that profit, like actually hold it. And I never would have saw myself, years ago, seeing myself stay in a trade that long to make that $7,000 profit. It was over the course of I want to say a few days, at least 1 or 2 days. And before that, I used to just be in and out of my trades within, a few hours. And I would never set myself up to capitalize or to hold that profit or just to let it go. So it definitely takes it takes discipline, experience, but I feel like you'll get there. Absolutely. I think the craziest thing with traders is, getting out of losses sooner and staying in your profitable trades longer. And that just comes with experience, and it comes with, discipline. But that's what you absolutely strive for sure. What about taxes? If you guys subscribe to my channel, I am doing taxes for the first time as a full-time trader. So I'm going to document the whole thing. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Obviously it's going to suck. I live in California, so I will keep you guys updated on the on the taxes process. Do you trade more than one feature at a time? No, I don't like to. I have before, I have in the past, but I don't really like to trade more than one at a time. What made you never give up? I think it was when I realized I'm already 3 years into trading. When I realized that I had already put so many years into it and already decided to drop out of college, that's when I decided I'm not giving up, because I already invested this many years into trading instead of something else, instead of school, instead of a trade, whatever it may be, pun intended. So that was when I knew that there was no turning back. I was gonna make trading work. You need to move to Texas. A lot of people from LA have moved to Texas because of taxes. It's insane. How much did you make in 1 week? It's a different amount every single time. It's never the same. If you were not a full-time trader, what would you be doing for a job/business? I would probably be trying to make it as a professional athlete, a professional cyclist. I probably would have gone to school for special education. Do you plan to come out with a course? I actually made a course already a few years ago, before I even got like a following on social media. I had a little course going a few years ago. The amount of questions. I know, I'm trying to keep up. Also, my energy levels are coming down. So this hot chocolate I've been drinking is a nighttime mushroom mix. So it's probably making me sleepy. No more questions. Then what are we gonna do? Just hang out and stare at each other? Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Hold on, I gotta crack my back. Okay. There was something that I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it was. Let's put the glasses on our head. Why not? I am margin trading. How long before you became... Oh! That's what I was going to talk about. Okay, so here is the normal question that everyone asks all the time is, how long did it take you to become consistently profitable? My answer is 3 years. And then everyone's like, that is a red flag. Why did it take you 3 years to become profitable? What is it about your strategy that took 3 years to actually learn? And then my answer to that is that I learned how to trade from a family member. So this was education that I got for free. So my motivation and my discipline was not as good as it should or could have been. So a lot of people, when they get into trading, they're motivated. They're like, I'm putting my own money into this. I'm going to pay for the education I need to learn. And that's just not what I did. I didn't invest my own money to the education. I just learned from my uncle. So it took me longer because I was just kind of dabbling in the trading. After I'd spent that entire year learning how to trade from my family member, I didn't take it as seriously until, 3 years later. So I think that's the answer where some people are like, I just don't understand, why did it take you 3 years? And it's because after that year of me learning with my uncle, I worked, a part-time job. I worked at the YMCA. I wasn't very consistent with my trading. I would still trade and look at the charts occasionally, but I would go weeks without trading. So I think the answer to that is everyone's trading journey is different. It depends on the motivation of the individual, the discipline of the individual, and the consistency of the individual. So everyone is different. My motivations were not as high as they should have been or as they are now back then. My discipline, there was not much discipline at all because I would take, weeks off from trading and just focus on my part-time job. So the answer to that is that I wasn't in the right mindset. Now if I had gone back and put my own money into that education for learning how to trade, I would have given it everything I had. And I probably could have been, consistently profitable maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years. But yes, my journey took 3 years. And I understand that's significant for some people. But we also live in this weird world of like, I want something and I want it now. And if people could look at trading like they do education, it would help everyone's expectations become so much more realistic. If you were to be a dentist or a doctor or whatever it may be, you have to put years into education before you even get there. And then even after the years of education, you still have to get experience, you have to intern. Like, it is a slow, tedious process, and it takes an incredible investment of time and years in education. So if you could understand that and apply that to trading, like, it's not a get rich quick, guys. Like, trading, I've been trading for 7 years, and I have only been a full-time trader for 1 year. And like, it's it's a different process for everyone, and I wish that everyone's expectations could be more realistic. It just takes a while. And sometimes, and I talked about this in one of my live streams before, like I'm a full-time trader and I don't have this crazy lavish lifestyle. So some people can be, full-time or can be day traders and they don't have, yachts and Lambos and Rolexes and live this lavish lifestyle and this luxurious lifestyle. I feel like I want to make it, very realistic that I am a full-time trader and like I pay bills, I live comfortably, but I'm not like this millionaire. No. So I think it's so important to have realistic expectations when coming into trading. Now that doesn't mean that my motivations and my goals aren't to be a millionaire or to live a luxurious lifestyle. I want to have those nice things. I want to have a crazy nice car. I want to be wearing a Rolex the next time that I do a live stream, but I'm not, and I'm not there yet. But so this year is kind of the year that I'm trying to hustle as much as I can. So I just now have a following. So I've been a full-time trader for a full year. I've been a full-time trader for a year. I've been in the trading world for 7 years. And I just now got a following on social media. So it just so happens that the past month or two that I got this following on social media. So now I have other avenues to explore for income. So now on top of my day trading, on my full-time trading, I can now get money from YouTube if I get enough views on my stuff. I can now get money from Instagram if I get enough views on my reels. I make content for the Funded Trader. They found me via social media. So I am a day trader. I make money from day trading. I sell a course for $200 that I made a few years ago. I make money from my course. So I have multiple sources of income. And the plan really is to continue to grow my sources of income so that I can get to that, that lifestyle. So I want to make sure that it's very realistic to all of you guys with how I get my money, I essentially would like to, and another source of income eventually will be a prop firm. So I'm also going to try a prop firm next too. So I just want to have as many sources of income as I possibly can because I want to live that luxurious lifestyle and I want to have, those nice things. So that is the year of the hustle is this year, is me trying to build my following, my community, create partnerships, sponsorships, all of the things. So I'm trying to hustle on top of my trading. So you can see here, I'm up $570. This is my own personal account. But yes, this is just a day in the life. Now I'm going to be looking for a Rolex in every video. I don't know what type of celebration I will call for buying a Rolex, but we'll see. I mean, I'll make a YouTube video if I get one. I'm going back through some of the comments I'm trying to read. This is so refreshing, the honesty. I absolutely have to be. I have to be transparent. I have to be honest because the world that we live in, everyone is on like the defense. They're like, you trying to sell me something? Are you a fake guru? I'm like, guys, get out of here. Like I'm being me. I am sharing my experiences. If you want to support me on my journey, like, I'm stoked. I love it. But like, I'm hustling. I'm trying to do my own thing. I am not trying to freaking sell you guys on some luxurious lifestyle and say that I can make you 6 figures. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. So it's only natural to just be transparent and real. The fake guru on Lambo. I don't know what that means, but I would love to have a Lambo. Don't want CoffeeZilla coming after you. I mean, nobody can come after me if I'm not trying to be fake. That's the best part about the community and the following that I've built. I'm very upfront, so you guys know what I'm doing. Oh man, you guys, I gotta talk about this too. So since I'm also new to the community, since my following I just got a following on, you know, social media, I'm new to all of this. I'm new to finding out who these influencers are, who these traders are, this entire community. I'm new to the community. So to be honest, before it was just me and my uncle and my sister and some of my family that like I had this very small circle to talk to about trading. Now I've got an entire freaking community with hundreds of thousands of people. And wow, it's crazy. I'm already finding myself like struggling with, it's affecting my trading a little bit. I was never in my entire 7 years of trading ever once self-conscious about my strategy until I became this influencer on social media and started getting criticized and condemned and belittled for my trading strategy. And I was like, oh my God, I was never once, you know, self-conscious about my strategy until now. And I'm like, my strategy works for me. Why are you guys coming at me with this? Yes, I use trend lines. I use support and resistance. It works. Like, back off. What? It was an incredibly weird experience. And yes, incredibly overwhelming. Oh my God, it's insane. And I mean, now I'm putting myself in front of hundreds of thousands of people, so I'm in turn, you know, allowing myself to be criticized or condemned or, you know, objectified. It's just all of these things. So it comes along with it, and I'm working through it. It's new. It's crazy. I have people, you know, saying that I am this fake guru, and I'm like, now I'm feeling like, do I need to defend myself? Do I need to be like, guys, I'm not? What did I ever promise for you guys? I just share my experience. Like, it's incredibly overwhelming, and it takes a toll on my psychology when trading is already hard enough. Damn. Now being a trading influencer is fucking hard, y'all. It's just, as far as the mentality and the psychology goes, it's hard to work through. And I understand it's much easier said than done, to where you can just be like, don't read the comments. Just don't let it affect you. Don't let the haters get to you. I mean, it's so much easier said than done because this is new to me. So like, I still read some comments and I'm like, fuck, I wish I didn't, because goddamn. Oh my God, it's just insane. If you use indicators, they all come after you for using indicators. And then if you don't use indicators, they come after you for not. It's like, you can't win. That's what I am learning to find when it comes to social media. You cannot win, no matter what you do. That is the number one thing that I can take away from social media, is that you cannot win. Someone somewhere is going to find something to critique or take offense or condemn, whatever it may be, complain. They're gonna find something, no matter what you do. You can't please everyone. So that's something that I am coming to terms with as far as social media goes. So I'm working through it. We're getting there. It's a learning curve. They come after you for anything, no matter what. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I could turn my comments off, but that seems so, I don't know. Okay, and I'll be, since it's 9 o'clock at night and it's late, and you know, we're getting into that late time zone, I feel like I can be a little bit more honest. So another thing that I'm experiencing is like, this resistance that I'm having with the trading community. So like, first of all, there's not many women here. And you guys all know that. There are not many women in the trading community. And the fact that I'm now getting in front of, you know, this many traders and this many people, I've got a bigger audience. I'm in front of like, you know, a few 100,000 people. They're starting to make me not want to be in here. Like, you guys, you're not very welcoming. You're not very encouraging. Like, everyone thinks everyone is on the freaking defense. They're thinking everyone is a fake guru trying to sell you something. So when somebody genuine like me is just coming and sharing experiences, I'm getting freaking shunned and like condemned. And it's such a struggle, and it's like such a hard thing that I'm trying to, what's the words here? It's something that I'm really struggling with. It's like the community is like, it's like almost forcing me to not want to be in it. But I'm like, I gotta like, do I want to keep going? Like, I'm trying to find what's worth it. Is it worth it? Is it not? So it's such an incredibly hard thing to wrestle with. I've had to delete paragraphs of negative comments. Yeah. No, I'm not going to leave you guys. I'm strong enough. I at least have a strong enough support system that I can make it through the negative comments and, you know, and stuff. So I'm here with you guys. I'm staying. But it can definitely be disheartening for sure. To have, you know, this community that you've wanted to be in for so long, and like come in, and then half of them are like pushing you away, and you're like, well, shit, do you want me here or not? It's an incredible journey. It's been such an incredible journey. When are you starting a Discord? Very soon. I'll have a Discord by at least the end of the month, for sure. Thank you, Jay. All right, going back through some comments. The world isn't perfect, and it never will be. No, it will not. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. It's 9 o'clock. I didn't think I'd be on here that long. But here we are. Your videos and streams are 100 profitable on knowledge to us. Aw, thanks, guys. It does help incredibly to have the followers. So like, let's say for example, someone, you know, does say something just out of pocket, you know, in one of my comments. It's so like heartwarming. It's great to know that I have, you know, followers that know me, that know I'm a genuine freaking person here. I'm not trying to take anyone's money or be like a con artist. I'm just like, I'm sharing experiences and I'm trying to hustle. And like, I want to capitalize on my social media as everyone does. So I want to be transparent about it. I don't want to say, you know, if I'm making money from YouTube, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say, I'm making, you know, millions from trading, when if it really comes from YouTube, I'm going to tell you guys it's coming from YouTube. But better believe I'm going to take that money that I'm making from YouTube and I'm going to put it in my trading account and I'm going to start making bigger positions. That's for sure. But I just want to be, transparent. I have to be from the get-go because this community is full of people that aren't. Oh my God, am I in the 2-hour time frame? Ew, that was an accident. I definitely need to be in the 1 hour. Thank you for whoever said that. I think I was showing an example. Okay, right now it looks like, to be honest, it looks like price is rolling over. We might not make it past this 74.91 for a few hours. So But thank you to whoever told me we're in the 2 hour. Oh, that was Mike. Thanks, Mike. It's better to do something and be criticized rather than to not do anything and criticize others. Amen to that. That was beautiful. That was beautifully said. I appreciate that, Kia. Thank you. On average, how many trades do you take per month? If you go to the community section of my YouTube page, you can see like my whole monthly review. It'll show you how many trades I placed for the month, my profits, my winners, my losers, all the stats you'll be able to see. Last week I did not trade much at all. I had treated last week as if it was like a Monday, but the entire week, because Mondays a lot of traders are kind of just waiting for the market to open, and they're like, okay, waiting, boom, and then they get in as soon as the market opens. So sometimes traders will take Mondays off. Sometimes traders will take Fridays off. I took, the first of the year off. I just wanted to come in really slow, a nice smooth transition. So that's where we're at. A lot of resistance here. Yes, we do. As far as metaphorically and physically, the price is resisting this 74.91. I love your takes on trading. Thank you, Alex. All I can do is just share my experience and what I've learned, and some of it may be wrong. Some of it may be right. Like, I'm totally open to the fact if I'm wrong about something and, I'm able to come to that conclusion myself and figure out, oh shit, I said this is what I've been thinking, but this is wrong. Like, I'm so open to that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm like, all I can do is just share my experiences, and I hope that it helps, somebody else. And I'm not the smartest person out there. And when it comes to trading, I'm not the most profitable either. And so I'm just setting the expectation, guys. There are times that I am wrong. There are times where I, lack discipline, even after trading for 7 years. There are times where I place shitty trades. So it's all just very real. We're all setting very realistic expectations here. Michael, time to switch chairs. It very well could be. I'm still comfortable in my position. So as long as the price is staying above this steeper upward green trend line that we have going, I'm comfortable. So it could be down $400 and then come back up and then down 200. So the price could very well fluctuate for the next day or so. But as long as it's above this upward green trend line, I'm happy. All right, it's 9:10. 9:10. This is a hella long live. This might be the longest live I've ever done. It might be. Hi Tori, do you plan on doing an update to your course? So I actually will continuously add to it. So my course has new videos, new trades. So the learning material is from about a year ago, 1 or 2 years ago. But the material is the same concept, same psychology, same strategy that I use now. But some of the videos are just newer because I have like this cool setup now. I've got some cool lights in the background. And I show some more recent trades. Just tuning in. What's up? Hey, friends. I don't trade with Fib. I don't use the Fibonacci, so no, Frankie, I'm not doing it. It's not my strategy. Draw it on your own chart. Maybe some background music next time. That's been, I've had people tell me don't do music, and I've had people tell me do music. So right now, I have more people telling me to not do music because it's distracting than I have people telling me to do music. So right now, we're going to stick with the silence and just my voice. But you are welcome to play your own music in the background. Ooh, that was a great one. How come you don't make trades based on the bounce of a trend line? I do, just not as often as I do for the break. Hey friends, hey friends. Yeah, get some sleep. Hey, if it's late for you guys, get to bed. What are you doing here? You inspire me to share more trading content. Ah, I'm so glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that. Do you use an indicator to make the trend lines? No, so everything is all hands-on. I draw my own trend lines and I place my own support and resistance. So this is all manual trading, all coming from the dome. This is the first time you've caught a live. Yay! If it crosses the red trend line, would you get out? So I'm in a long position, so I want the price to cross that red downtrend line. Now, if the price crosses my upward green trend line, that's when I need to be getting out. And right now, I have my stop loss is actually too low. So it needs to come up about to this 73 mark. I'll go ahead and adjust it now. So now that we have more of a actual direction for as far as like a trend goes, we've got a point A and point B. We very well could get, you know, a third touch point here. So if this is going to be resulting in a new trend, this little up line here, my stop loss needs to be underneath, I would say, we'll put it about here. So it's going to be on the other side of this upward trend line. So as long as it stays above this, we're fine. But right now, to be totally honest, guys, we're in a sideways position. So as a trendline trader, I do not excel and I am not profitable when the price is sideways. So this was me anticipating that we are going to break out of this sideways movement, and it didn't do it. It had the chance. It looked like it was maybe going to, got right to it, and then still fell down. So this was me thinking, hey, maybe this is a new, let me adjust this trend line a little bit. We got a point A, point B. Maybe the price retests this little trend line and then comes up. But right now, we're headed back towards me, and I'm up only 370 now. So I got in, you can see I got in at the 74.58. No, that's not right. 74.21 is where I got in. So you told us that 7 years it took you to learn. No. So that's not correct. I've been trading for 7 years. I spent 1 year learning with my uncle. So I lived with him for a year. We learned trading that entire year. And then 3 years after that, or 2 or 3 years after that, is when I went on my own. So I moved to San Diego. I got my own place in Jacksonville. So I was moving all over the place, working part-time jobs, and I was not taking trading as seriously after my uncle taught me. So my discipline was not as great. My consistency sucked. I went weeks without trading. But then when I finally decided, okay, I'm going to do this, it was already, by that point, it was 3 years later. And then I was able to become profitable. So let me go back to that question. So the real question is, how old are you? Oh, so that was the question. I'm 30 years old. I'm 30. What broker are you using? I am using TradeStation. Do you care about the news at all? Not a whole lot. It's not, I don't base my trades off of what the news is. No. What did your uncle teach you? My uncle taught me how to place trend lines and how to place support and resistance lines, how to navigate a chart, and where to engage and disengage in trades based on trend line breaks or trend line bounces. And same with support and resistance lines. So that's exactly word for word, that's what he taught me. How did you like Jax? I spent a lot of time in Jacksonville. Like, from when I was 2 years old to 18. She's doing this live. She's doing this live trade and answer questions. How much money do you need to execute lots? So, these are contracts. So for futures, I'm trading contracts. So for one contract of the mini crude oil, it's $8,000. For one contract of the micro E-mini, it is $800. So, no books, courses, or other materials. There's a lot of psychology involved. But no, my uncle was the one, giving me the course. It was his, his method. He's probably been trading for, I think like 50, maybe 50 years now. So everything that he's taught me, he's already gone through the trial and error of what worked and what didn't work. He's learned hundreds of strategies. He's used, hundreds of different indicators. He tried trading off of, news and, just a plethora of different strategies until he found one that actually worked for him. And then that's the one that he taught me. And it's a matter of, you guys make it seem like trading is so much easier and you can learn it in a day. And you just can't. Yes, it took me a year. It took me a year to learn. I was in my very early 20s. To be honest, I think maybe I was 20 years old. So first of all, I had to understand finance in general. I knew nothing about the markets. So I had to learn about, stocks and shares and, the PDT rule. And it takes a long time to learn. I'm not sure why some of you guys think that this is such an easy process. Now, maybe it is. Maybe I was a slow learner. Maybe maybe it just wasn't clicking for me. It took longer than most. But there's so much that goes into it. And the psychology side of it, guys, is even more difficult. Understanding, so when I first got into trading, my uncle was first teaching me. Right off the get-go, we spent an incredible amount of time understanding losing, taking losses. And he's like, I'm teaching you everything I can about this, but it's still not going to be the same until you take your first loss and you actually feel that real loss. You see that real money leave the account. So it's a matter of learning psychology and then going through experiences yourself with real money. There's just so much into it. So for those of you that think that trading is this quick thing you can learn, overnight and make millions, it's just I want your expectations to be realistic, and maybe this is because it's my own experience, but I can tell you from my own experience that it's not. So that was a super long rant. Most successful traders say about 2 to 3 years. I think I would agree with you. I think that seems like a very realistic amount of time. To get a handle on your strategy, first of all, you need to be so comfortable with your strategy that it's like second nature. That you just place trades and it comes naturally. You can just see the chart and your strategy like the back of your hand. So I think mastering that in alone in itself probably takes a year to be able to be so comfortable with the strategy and getting comfortable in different market conditions. It takes a few years just to even be able to experience different market conditions. So there's so much that goes into it, guys. There's so much. there's a learning curve. Yeah, absolutely there is. Okay, I will be live for 10 more minutes since we are coming up on 9:20. It'll be 9:30 soon. Let me go back through some of these comments. Let me go back through. Someone said, understanding books about understanding the psychology of trading better. Trading in the Zone is an excellent one. Hi in Australia. What's up? What up, what a? Do you have books on mindset? I feel like, to be totally honest with you guys, I feel like since doing anything for 7 years, whether that is making coffee for 7 years, whether that is doing hair for 7 years, or trading for 7 years, I think when you do it for that long, you develop this type of credibility to where I feel like maybe I could write a book about, my personal experiences with the psychology of trading. So maybe that's something I could absolutely consider. It's just, it's crazy to think. I struggled with this for so long. Since finance is such a, first of all, it's a very male-dominated, career path or a demographic. And it's older white men. It's like, I think the demographic for specifically finance is like older white men. So the thing that I wrestled with the most was finally coming to the realization that I am credible. Like, I have been doing this long enough to talk about trading, to publicly talk about it, to, share my experiences. And for the longest time, I just felt like, no, you don't know what you're doing. You haven't been doing this long enough. Like, some of these people, it's a very weird thing to finally be like, you know what? No, I have been doing this for 7 years. I have my credibility. Whatever you could be doing anything for 7 years, you're going to have enough experiences to have weight behind what you're saying. So that took a long time for me to actually, comprehend, or just to come to terms with, to be like, you know what? No, I do know what I'm talking about. And, sure, some people are going to tear you down and say you're wrong, and I'm able to understand when I am wrong. I will absolutely take that. So it's definitely, it's just a tricky thing, and especially being a female in the industry, it's like, do you really know what you're talking about? Like, it's hard. It's just, I guess that's all I can say. There's not many other women that I can kind of confide in. So it's a very interesting thing. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get that guy out of here. Yep, you're gone. That was the weirdest thing I've ever read. Let's see what else we got here. The gold line is stop loss. Oh yeah, let me move sorry, I have my drawing tool on the screen. Boop. There we go. That's easier to see. I think that it is. Sorry guys, I'm lost on the comments. Do you teach what your uncle taught you in your course? Yes. So I mean, everything that I've learned, I mean, all credit goes to him. Sure, I've made very slight modifications, but that's like small things like trading from my phone or using a different platform. As far as the strategy goes, it's all the same. Losses and earnings. If you go to my community section of my YouTube page is where I post my monthly stats. Actually, women are better traders than men. Women have less ego. That's super interesting. I don't know enough women or have enough stats to look that up, but I'd be incredibly, fascinated to see what the stats are, as far as like successful traders, if it's, male or female. I'm sure regardless, the percentage of female traders are probably so low, but maybe the percentage of like profitable female traders are probably really high. I'd be fascinated to see that statistic. Okay, guys, I'm only going to be live for a few more minutes. It is 9:27, and I'm getting off at 9:30. What a fun night, though. This was fun. This was fun. This was the longest, I think this is the longest live I've ever done. Have you heard of ICT concepts? I have heard of them, but I'm just sticking to what I know, guys. I'm so sad. I'm very satisfied with my own strategy and my profitability, so I'm gonna stick to what I know. If it's not broke, don't fix it. My laptop RAM, I don't know. I think it's maybe 16 gigabytes. Okay, now we're getting some good questions. Okay, if I get this question one more time, you're going in timeout. There we go. Okay, do you make the majority of your income from trading? Yes. So my trading is going to be like my biggest chunk. But then I also, if you go back into the beginning of my live, or maybe like back 20 or 30 minutes, I talk about how I absolutely have multiple sources of income. So I've got money coming in from YouTube now, if I get enough views on things. Instagram, I'm gonna start, trading with a prop firm, so that's gonna be another source of income. I sell a course for 200 bucks, that's another source of income. I've had that going for like 2 years, but since now I've never sold any courses until I finally got this following on social media, and I was like, oh shit, I'm selling courses now. So I've got my trading, my YouTube, my Instagram, soon to be prop firm money, if I can. And this is the first time I've ever traded with a prop firm, so this is gonna be new. I'm super excited to see how I have to like modify my strategy or modify my trading and my rules, because it's so much more strict with a prop firm. So that'll be interesting, but that's gonna be the next plan for income. I make content for companies, such as the Funded Trader. I make content for the Funded Trader. What other sources do I have? I'm working on, this year is like the year of the hustle, so I'm trying to get as many sources of income as I possibly can. Originally the biggest goal was to be able to have more capital in my trading account so that I can place bigger trades and grow this capital much faster than it's taken me in the past, where I keep it at 25,000 and I pay myself whatever is on top of that for my bills. So I try to keep it at that 25,000, and then let's say December I made like 8,000. I'll pay myself that 8,000, keep it at 25,000, and then go on to the next month. And maybe I don't make any money, so I've just stayed at that 25,000. Maybe the next month, maybe I lose money. Let's say that I lose like $2,000 or $3,000. Then I will not be paying myself anything until I get my account back to that 25,000. So that's kind of the process of my full-time trading, using it to pay bigger bills. But my full-time trading is significantly bigger than the rest, but I still have multiple sources. And now I'm going to be working on like partnerships next, like with trading companies like TradeStation and TradingView. So now that I have this following on social media, I want to capitalize on it as much as I possibly can. So those are the goals with that. I saw a lot of other questions, but I went on a freaking rant, and now let me go back. I only know like 2 girl traders out there. Oh my God. What are you currently working on to improve your trading? That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know the answer right offhand. Can you discuss mental health and trading? Oh, that's a big one. Okay, all right, guys. It is 9:31. I realize I went off on a little bit of a rant, but have a good night, guys. I am hopping off. This was the world's longest live stream. I have no idea how long this was, but this has been one of the longest. But thank you guys for hanging out, you know, giving me awesome questions to answer. This was my live trade we got going here. I'll try to come back live again soon. If anything, if you guys stay tuned to my community section, that's usually where I'll post, like, you know, my trades that I made, or I'll just give you guys kind of like little check-ins. So check back on my community section. Thank you guys for watching. I am out of here. I'm going to pose for a few screenshots for the thumbnail, so just don't mind me. This is going to get awkward. Good night, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.